So we're doing a tier list of MCU everything, because it's one of the only things like I've seen everything of, more or less. There's probably going to be some stuff in here that I haven't seen. You know what? I don't think anything really is going to go in F, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to a... I'm going to change this just to the haven't seen it tier. Iron Man, it's very, very good. It was a very strong start to this whole thing. It deserves its flowers. I'm gonna put an A for now. None of this means anything, by the way. I will probably change this so many times. Incredible Hulk, not as bad as people say it is. I wouldn't even consider it bad. I think it's like a C, probably. Iron Man 2, that's a B. It's not as good as the first one, obviously, but it's still got a lot of merit. It's still got a lot of cool stuff. Thor, here's an interesting one. Having rewatched it pretty recently, I actually really like it. I'd probably put it on the same level as Iron Man. I'm not really putting these in order either. I don't care. It's fine as is. Captain America First Avenger, that's our first S. That's our first S, baby. It's the best one. All the Captain America movies once upon a time were like were the best movies in the MCU, and then they had to make a fourth one that wasn't very good. I wanted to like Sam Wilson Captain America. You know what? That's not fair. I do like Sam Wilson Captain America. That movie, he deserved better. It's an okay. We'll get to it. Avengers. Golly, what more can you say? I think this is an A, and that will become clear in a second as to why. Iron Man 3, baby. Ooh, that's an S. Iron Man 3 is the best one, and every time they put Trevor Slattery in a new thing, it just reinforces my opinion on that. It's the best Iron Man movie. It was the first Shane Black movie I ever saw, and I've really grown to like his style. Very, very good stuff. For the Dark World, this, oh man. That's probably also a C. I really don't know what more to say about it. You know what? I don't think that's fair. I did rewatch this recently. It's not bad. Mostly because of Loki. There's a lot of good Loki stuff in it. I don't know. When those two are on screen, like, you can just have them doing anything, and I'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about Thor 3 and 4. Winter Soldier, that's an S. Spoiler alert, all the Captain America movies are S tier. They are the best ones. I don't think there's too many people that would argue that. Why do I say that? I think Steve Rogers is a unique hero, especially in the time that those movies came out, but even still now. Like, the virtuous, goody two-shoes Boy Scout hero. Like, you know, it's an archetype I didn't think I would like, and then Captain America movies started coming out, and then I started warming up to Without Captain America, I would not give a crap about Superman. That's just the truth. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Okay, controversial take here. And I only say it's controversial because I simply do not think the first one is the best one. A lot of people really love that first one, and I understand why. Like, when this movie came out in 2014, huge hit, crazy, out of nowhere, like, blockbuster, like, wow. You know, this was probably the movie that made people go, damn, I guess Marvel really can do anything. Because of that, I'll put it in A. Here's my problem with, like, having all the Netflix shows and stuff. I don't know. Okay, I was gonna say I want to rank the show as a whole, but I guess I have seen the seasons. Season 1 of Daredevil, it's probably the best one, right? I'll put that in S. Age of Ultron. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Age of Ultron is the movie I have seen the most times, and I'll admit that I am biased towards it because it was kind of the movie that got me into Marvel movies, like the MCU in general, because like I'd been aware of them, and I saw the first Avengers, I think, but I'm not even sure about that. I never really went out to... I wasn't really invested until this movie. I went to see a 24-hour marathon of all the movies up to Age of Ultron when it premiered, and it hooked me, and I'm still hooked all these years later because of this movie. So there's a little bias there, but also I just think it's such an infinitely rewatchable movie. It's infinitely quotable. It's got a lot of great action. It's a very turn your brain off kind of movie, and it doesn't really hold the same amount of like weight that the first one does because it has less of a mountain to climb. But it's still great. It proved that the Avengers movies are events that are worth going for, and that is still true to this day. We'll see when Endgame comes out. Ant-Man 1 is probably the best Ant-Man movie. I think it's a B. I don't think that's too controversial. Jessica Jones Season 1, that's an S. trust me, it's not lost on me how kind of messed up it is that one of the prime reasons I love that first season so much is because of David Tennant, who's a monster. And it's always a little yucky when like a show that delves into women's issues like that, and the evil bad guy ends up being like the star of the show. But like, man, he's so charming and hateable, and he's a great villain. He is a fantastic villain. Just a real son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So S tier. And Kristen Ritter, like, so happy to see her back for Born Again. Holy shit. Season 2 of Daredevil. It is half an amazing show. The other half is alright. It bumps it down to an A. Not too big of a fall off. Civil War, probably the movie I've seen the second most amount of times. Oh my god. I think that's an S. That's Captain America 3, that's an S. All the Captain Americas are an S. It's basically a pseudo-Avengers movie, but like... It was kind of the first time everybody was like, okay, this is where they're going to start to struggle. Because the Avengers, like, they had a bunch of movies, but this is the one where they're trying to introduce, like, 2 new characters, being Spider-Man and Black Panther, as mainstays without giving them their own solo movie first. And so we thought maybe, like, that would kind of lessen their impact. But they had some, Spider-Man was there, and he had a good action scene, introduced himself, said, hey, everybody, come see my movie, and then he bounced. Perfect use of Spider-Man for that movie. Black Panther, more or less the same on that, but with a lot more emotional depth. And they kind of covered what you think a Black Panther movie would be about in this movie, which is kind of crazy. Like, it's a very satisfying arc. Like, man, when it comes to Marvel, the Russos just don't miss. Luke Cage Season 1. I rather like Luke Cage. I think that's an S. Charming villain and Cottonmouth in that first season. Mahershala Ali. Oh, God. Doctor Strange 1 is okay. I think that's a B. I like Doctor Strange, the character, but all of his best stuff is in other people's movies, which is kind of unfortunate. We'll get to it. But I have some things to say about the second one that might be a little bit iffy. Iron Fist, I haven't seen it. I watched episode 1 and 2 of that first season and just, like, nobody else liked him. I knew he wasn't going to matter. I knew enough of the gist of Danny Rand to just jump into Defenders and assume what his deal is. I really didn't miss much. Disappointing, man. I didn't feel the urge to watch. It didn't feel like essential viewing back then. Nowadays, I would probably watch it. But back then... Especially considering the Netflix stuff was already an offshoot of MCU anyway, and there probably wasn't going to be any crossover back then. It just didn't feel like too important of viewing. Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. This was my favorite of the 2. When there was only 2. Now there are 3. I think 2 is better than the first one. I like it a lot. I like the soundtrack better. I like the villain better. I like the new cast members. I like the action. I like a lot of things about this movie. Probably the main thing is the death of Yondu. Like, that was so surprising. Because if you watch the first movie, there are inklings that, Yondu maybe cares for Peter Quill to some degree. But at the time, when it was just that first movie, I didn't know to what extent he cared. And seeing that play out in this movie... like, anybody who is worried about Doomsday, like, oh my gosh, like, introducing these new characters and not giving them a solo movie. Like, this happens every time, like, a new Avengers comes out, or, like, a Civil War. Watch this movie. Because Yondu, by all means, was not too much of a character before this movie, and then in this one movie, James Gunn had us crying over him at the end. And what a beautiful scene it was. The scene where Kraglin is watching the Colors of Ogord, I think they're called, during Yondu's funeral, and he just lets out that passionate scream, starts hitting his chest. Like, it gets me every time, dude. Love Kraglin. Spider-Man Homecoming. The first in a trilogy of movies with somewhat confusing titles. I gotta think about the other movies in this franchise. I think this one's... it's a B. The MCU Spider-Man movies are okay. I like them. You know what? On second thought, I'm going to bump it up to A. Just because of Michael Keaton. Like, this movie otherwise is pretty alright. Michael Keaton elevates this movie a lot. He is an amazing villain. You can ask people today, like depending on who you ask, some people will still tell you that Vulture didn't do anything wrong. Tony Stark screwed him out of a job. He started stealing crap from Tony Stark to make money. And Tony Stark's got enough money that you and I really probably don't care all that much. So much so that they had to show him, like, killing a guy just to be like, oh, but he's bad, see? See? Come on, Marvel. Either have a nuanced villain or don't. Nobody likes that switcheroo. We don't have to get into it. But anyway, still, Michael Keaton's great. Performance is great. That twist, that car ride scene was so tense and... oh, man. Yeah, I'm glad I thought about that for a second. Defenders! You think before you can shave you New York? You can't even shave your shelves. I love Stick. The bastard. Man, as a team-up, this was pretty good. It's not like Avengers level, but this is at least a B. Like, pretty good interactions all throughout. Just, I wish it was a little more focused on the team dynamic. There's a lot of just watching old guy. There's a lot of just watching the hands stand around in a room and be worried at each other. And Sigourney Weaver, you know, that was a good get, but such a nothing burger of a villain, honestly. They brought Elektra back, didn't really do much with her. All that red sky nonsense, or the black sky nonsense. It's okay. It's a pretty good first team up. I would have loved to have seen what a Defenders Season 2 looks like. Thor Ragnarok is the best Thor movie. There's no doubt about that. The question is it better enough than the first Thor to be S? I think it is. I think it's worth going an S. It was exactly what Thor needed at the time. People really dug it. Has some of the best Loki Thor interactions. Jeff Goldblum's great in it as the Grandmaster. Taika Waititi is just hilarious as Korg, even in the fourth movie. You guys are not gonna like what I have to say about that one. Anyway, let's move on. Punisher. Okay, Punisher is the one I've seen. Like, as much as I love John Bernthal in it, this show just didn't really hook me that much. I remember, what is his name? Evan Moss Bacharach? Something like that. The guy that plays The Thing now. I probably totally got his name wrong, but he was in this and he played Microchip, and the dynamic between Micro and Frank was really good. I still okay like of the two seasons of The Punisher, this is the one that I've gone back and watched clips of the most, just to see like the highlights. You know, has some really gruesome fight scenes. I'll put it in B. Black Panther 1. All right, I like this movie a lot. CGI could have been better. The fights weren't too good. I like the things that it has to say. It's very heartfelt. It feels like it has a reason to exist. It's really got a point, unlike some Marvel stuff. I think it's great. There's just like a few minor things that really kind of hold it back from S. I think it's an A. It's a very good movie. Damn shame we didn't get Chadwick for a sequel. Okay, season 2 of Jessica Jones onward is where the show kind of started to lose me. I don't even think I ever saw season 3. I remember... It's been so long since I've seen it, and I've gone back to it so little that I'm almost tempted to put it and haven't seen it, but I think I remember enough to say like a C. I just didn't really care that much. If I remember right, that's the season where they delve into her backstory a little bit more. I think Trish starts taking drugs and like is on her way to becoming Hellcat or something. I think that was that season. Again, I really don't remember. I guess it just didn't stick out of my mind that much. Avengers Infinity War, dude, it's an S. Spoiler alert, Endgame, we're just gonna go ahead and put Endgame in S also. Like this movie could have like a lot of crap wrong with it. I don't think they really do. I think these are both very rock solid movies. Like, even without all the cameos and the team ups and the one-liners and stuff. But having all of that stuff in there on top of the fact that they are such good movies, I'd be lying to myself if I said they were not S tier for me. Like, I've seen Infinity War so many times over. Endgame, a little less so, but that's only because it was like an hour longer. But both just... You almost can't watch one without the other. Like, people still talk about Thanos. Like, they said they wanted to make Thanos a Darth Vader level, like, threat. Like, a Darth Vader as in, your grandma knows who he is, and I'll be damned if they didn't do it. Like, that sounded like a tall order in, like, 2017. Holy God. Luke Cage Season 2. If I'm not mistaken, this is the season with Bushmaster. and Luke Cage ends up taking over the club by the end of it. I really don't remember this season that much. I need to go back and give, like, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage another watch. This one, I remember even less of what my feelings were. You know what? That's not true. If I put Jessica Jones Season 2 up there, I gotta put Luke Cage up there, Season 2, and I think it was good enough for a B. Wasn't as good as the first season, but I was very interested in the kind of direction that things were going, and I'm super excited that they make reference to the end of this season in the Spider-Man teaser. Was it the Spider-Man teaser? I think so. No, the Daredevil show. The Born Again Season 2. There's a couple references to the club that Harlem's Paradise, I think it's called. Yeah. There's a couple references to that. I hope he shows up. That'd be sweet. Ant-Man and Wasp. I like this movie just fine. It was exactly what you needed after Infinity War. It was just a big, stupid movie. A big, dumb movie about ants. And it's got Walton Goggins in it, which automatically gives it, like, at least 1 letter grade bump. Where did I put Ant-Man 1? If Ant-Man 1's... You know what? Ant-Man 2 is also a B. Ant-Man are the B movies of Marvel to me, and I think that's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with being the less high-stake movie. I'm not a big fan of some of the excuses they made for Ant-Man to not be big. Like, I can't even really complain that much. It's fine. Iron Fist Season 2. I didn't see it. Did not see any. I honestly forgot they made a Season 2. Daredevil Season 3. Oh my... Okay, I was having a time when Season 3 came out. I have not rewatched it. I watched it all the way through once. I really didn't like it when I watched it. My thought process I remember back then was, it seems like they did everything in their power to mold that season of Daredevil so that it could undo what happened at the end of Defenders and just set everything back to the status quo. Like, I remember thinking it was playing with a lot of interesting ideas that would really shake things up, and then it just kind of went back to, oh, Matt, Karen, and Foggy are all together again, and everything's fine, and the future's bright. And the Kingpin was the villain again. I love Kingpin, and I love him in Born Again. That's kind of what I'm digging about Born Again. Like, I don't know what the hell Season 2 is going to be about. The status quo is shattered. Matt Murdock's a fugitive. There's a bunch of vigilantes coming together to fight, like, a bunch of crooked cops. Awesome. Like, they are doing some really interesting stuff with... We'll talk about Born Again later. Anyway, all that to say, I had my problems with 3, but it's been long enough that I think I'll settle and I'll put it in B. Just because I don't really remember... I know people really like it. Like, they love the Bullseye stuff and everything. And I love that ending, too. I beat you! Love it. Punisher Season 2. Oh, now I kind of remember why I didn't care for this. They brought back Billy Russo, I think his name is. Jigsaw, I think is the villain name. And I just didn't care. I think he got a little campy, a little too different from the first season. Again, I haven't seen the show in so long. I'm actually gonna put it in haven't seen it because I remember so little about it, even less than Jessica Jones or Season 2 of Luke Cage. Captain Marvel. When I think of Captain Marvel, the first thing that comes to mind is that scene where she finally gets, like, the power dampener off and starts whooping butt to that, and I'm just a girl. And I dig it. I like the vibe of that scene. I wish more of the movie was like that. I have rewatched this one recently because I tried to watch all the movies in, like, chronological order. And this one's, yeah, it's still alright. I think it's a solid. I think it's a solid B. Oh, wait, that's not what I'm clicking on. It's a solid B. Hardly the most offensive thing I've ever seen. No, I don't hate it just because there's a woman in it. Jessica Jones, Season 3, I just straight up didn't watch it. I really should rectify that one of these days. Alright, this is not taking... Spider-Man Far From Home, man, I appreciate the ending of this movie and how it set up the third one, but it is just not as good as the first one. Jake Gyllenhaal's fun. I like the fact that Mysterio finally got into a movie, and Mysterio looks great. I really like the outfit, and I like what they do with him for the most part. I like all the visual effects gags that they do. It was very creepy. It was very unique. This movie does some good things. It just doesn't, I don't know. It's got a lot of good Spider-Man stuff in it. I just don't think it's as good as the first one. I think it's a B. Honestly, I don't even really mind that he's in Europe. Like, I think that's great, because where does every other Spider-Man movie take place? Like, sure, take them somewhere else for once. Long division, long division. WandaVision is one of the best MCU shows. Like, they really came out strong post-COVID with the TV shows. WandaVision's an S. I know the ending's not great. I know it's a little weird. I may even bump it down to A because I do think there are other shows better. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna bump it down to A. Really strong A, though. Like, I'm trying to I don't remember how many episodes it was. Like, the only one that wasn't as good as the rest of the show was the last episode, and that's kind of the one you want to be the strongest, but the rest of the show is so good. Like, cast your mind back to when this show was coming out, and it was coming out, like, weekly. Okay? The mystery, the intrigue, how much we just could not shut up about this show, it was magical, dude. And I wish every MCU show was like that. But they can't all be winners. Solid A. Really good damn show. Falcon and Winter Soldier is fine. The best thing about it is Wyatt Russell's character of U.S. Agent John Walker. Not because I think that he did nothing wrong, but because I think he did do something wrong, and his way of dealing with that is something I want to see. It's something that comes up in Thunderbolts and makes that movie so good and makes John Walker a favorite of mine. That having been said, this show is just, it's alright. It is definitely not WandaVision level, so I'm going to put it in B. Just a reminder, none of these are in any particular order. Season 1 of Loki. Really good season of TV, but I'm only giving it an A. I'm only giving it an A because I think the second season goes in S. The whole idea of Loki becoming like the quote-unquote, what do they call him? Like the god of time or something like that? The timekeeper Loki, whatever the hell. Awesome. Love it, love it, love it, love it. They really play with some interesting concepts that you really don't see Marvel delve into that much in their movies. I like the idea that Loki spent like hundreds, maybe thousands of years learning like quantum physics because he's a god and he can just live long enough to do that if he has time travel. There's really interesting concepts. I love that they tied in DB Cooper for like no reason. They're just like, oh yeah, what if Loki was like the explanation for a lot of real life mysteries that happen? You know, what if Loki, like I'll raise you one. I'll give you an idea. What if Loki, like, went to Roanoke Island and just took all those people back to Asgard or something? Just had a big orgy. They love orgies. Anyway, love the Loki series. Love the season. Black Widow. Too little, too late. It's still a pretty good movie, but it's a B. B for Black Widow. I really don't have much more to say on it. ScarJo is amazing in the role. Red Guardian was great. The introduction of Yelena, like, I liked her in this movie, as opposed to only liking her when she started showing up later. Like, Yelena, the only reason I hesitate to say this is because it doesn't really seem like it, but she's kind of the MVP of the modern Marvel movies. Like, she's the one that has shown up in, I think, the most projects that's not, like, a legacy character like Sam Wilson. She gives, like, Florence Pugh is very attractive, but in this movie, I only see her as a little sister. She gives such good little sister energy in it, and it's like, adorable. Like, I want to protect her, even though she could kick my ass. And I'm glad we got to see more of her. And I'm sorry, but Yelena in a handful of appearances is a vastly more interesting character than Natasha. I'm sorry. I like Natasha. I just like Yelena better. What If? I'm gonna bend the rules a little bit. I did watch all seasons of What If. I really don't remember what episodes were where. I'm gonna let this count as all of them. And just as a whole, I'm gonna put What If in A. Because I think there's enough awesome concepts in there. There's enough cool fight scenes. They bring enough of the cast back. Like, there's some really good stuff in here. There's also some really dumb stuff in it. But I think it's fine. It balances out the really good stuff. The biggest crime to come out of this show is that Chadwick Boseman could no longer do Star-Lord T'Challa, which was awesome. Shang-Chi, movie's so good, they just keep handing Destin Daniel Cretton stuff. Cretton? I don't know how to say his last name, I'm sorry. But, awesome movie. This was the first movie, I think, post-Endgame that people were like, all right, yeah, this is what we've been waiting for. This is the Marvel we were hoping to see, yeah. Yeah, they still got it, baby. And they do. And then they released this movie, and then we have not seen Sean since. You know, my heart says A, but I'm really struggling. I'm really struggling to come up with a reason why it's not S. And I really don't got nothing for you. Should I put it in S? Was there anything I didn't like about that? I even liked the finale. Some people thought the finale like got too far away from the plot, got a little too like big explosion. I kind of liked just seeing like a Dragon Ball Z fight. That was pretty cool. I like that we had a movie where you got the highly choreographed kung fu, but you also got like big kamehamehas being thrown at each other. Love that. It's S. Shang-Chi's S. Eternals. You know, I think I liked this movie more than most people. I can't remember most of their names. I remember thinking that the action scenes were really crunchy in a good way. Like when Gilgamesh would like punch a dude. Oh, you felt it in the theater. That was pretty cool. Creature designs are kind of uninspired. I like some of the big ideas it deals with. Who's the director? Chloe Zhao. I know she's like a very well-regarded director. And by all means, from what I can gather, she pretty much had free reign to do whatever she wanted. So why does this movie still feel compromised by something? I don't know. It's a B. Hawkeye Season 1. If I had anybody to watch Christmas movies with, I would be rewatching this show every year. It's really good. It's got great Christmas vibes. I love seeing Kingpin in his goofy little Hawaiian shirt. Echo was introduced, and she was cool. I like Kate Bishop. Come on. And come on. The one thing everybody can kind of agree on is that Marvel just does not miss with its casting. I can't remember the name of the casting director, but she's really good at her job. Haley Steinfeld, great as Kate Bishop. Tony Dalton was in this, and they really pulled the rug over my, because I am a Better Call Saul enjoyer. And if you know what Tony Dalton's like in that show, you expected him to be a big bad by the end, and he's just a goofy stepdad. I like that, and I like that he's gonna be in Born Again, season 2. Crazy, absolutely insane. They're keeping this guy around for something. I'm eager to see what it is. Man, I think it's A. I really like Hawkeye. No Way Home, it's an S. Listen, there are some people online that will put this movie deliberately in a tier below where they feel that it goes because they do not want their nostalgia or their enjoyment of cameos and one-liners and references and memes to make the movie feel like it's better than it is. I am a Marvel movie fan. I love these movies, yes, because they are occasionally great, just good movies. Not just good superhero movies, but I also like them because they're superhero movies. I'm watching them so I can see cameos, and I can see interactions between two characters that have never met before, and that theoretically shouldn't be able to meet. I know that people will disagree with me on this, but that's kind of half the fun. And I am not interested in acting like I'm above getting giddy when, like, Tobey Maguire, Grandpa Spider-Man comes on screen, you know? I'm not immune to that, and having seen this movie so many times since, even with the long, awkward pauses, I don't care. It still just slaps. Even if some scenes look like they were shot in a cupboard. I don't care. Like, it was shot in a closet, and it still looks better than, like, Black Widow CGI. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Like, say what you will about Sony, they know how to make a movie without all the necessary parts needed to make a movie. They've proven that time and time again with Madam Web. I'm not saying that it's always good. I'm not saying it always works. But, they know how to make a movie look okay start to finish. Even if it is a CGI fest. Like, say what you want about, like, Morbius and Venom and Madam Web and all that. The visuals are rarely the worst things about those movies. There's usually so many other things that are vastly worse. The CG is usually fine. Moon Knight deserves so much better. Moon Knight needs something. I remember there being, like, rumors back when the show came out that were like, oh no, Marvel has said and Oscar Isaac have said that this is the only appearance of Moon Knight. Like, it's going to be a one-off series. And I'm like, okay. I guess that wasn't true because he showed up in What If. Where's Moon Knight? Moon Knight would kill it right now. After Marvel Rivals came out, like, the memes are just infinite. If, like, all you need to do to get people excited for Moon Knight and the TV show and movies again, have him show up in Doomsday and just do one cool thing and drop a line from Marvel Rivals, and people will be like, oh yeah. Like, do a portal scene, and then, all of a sudden you see, like, a portal open up, and then hands coming out, and you hear, leave them to Khonshu! Come on. Come on. All that having been said, it's a big. It's fine. Really good stuff towards the end of the show. I like the Dreamscape stuff more than some people did. The action's really good. I love when Mr. Knight adjusts his little coat in the middle of a fight. That's so gas, dude. Yeah, it's still a B. It's alright. Okay, here's gonna be a hot take. Piping hot, fresh out of the oven. I like Multiverse of Madness more. For a lot of the same reasons I like No Way Home. I'm a sucker for the Sam Raimi-isms that ended up sneaking their way into this movie. I'm a big fan of some of the action scenes. I saw a lot of people bitching about the scene where he's fighting with musical notes. And it's one of those things where it's like, I cannot relate to that at all, because I distinctly remember, if nothing else about my movie-going experience that day, I remember seeing that and going, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, that's interesting. I like that. You're not going to get stuff like that not in a Doctor Strange movie. Like, you're not going to get that anywhere else. I like stuff like that. Everybody, like, the Wanda fans, all the Wanda fans didn't like this one. Look, was it a little jarring that she was just like bad as I want to be straight after WandaVision? Yes. That having been said, bad as I want to be Wanda is pretty cool. Like, look at this. I think I'm in love, guys. And like everybody's like, oh, it's such a cameo fest. Nobody likes the cameos. Well, you'll be pleased to know that Wanda showed up and killed all the cameos. Awesome. I feel like that should please everybody. Like, Wanda was scary. She was intimidating. Like, she had, like, you kind of understood her motivations, even though it was kind of influenced by, like, oh, evil book. Really, if there was just a little more cohesion between the end of WandaVision and the start of this movie, I think a lot more people would have given it a better chance. Like, you can probably infer that last scene in WandaVision was probably hinting at Wanda going down a darker path, but it just seems so jarring when she went from 0 to 100 really quick. I love that they kind of tried to hide the fact that she was the villain in the marketing. I love that it really wasn't revealed till you saw the movie. Kind of cool. I like the stupid ice cream jingle. Like, I don't know what it is, but, like, it's so stupid, I actually kind of like it. Boy, it'd be so swell if we could have some ice cream. Like, I think of that sometimes as just, like, an internal, like, inside meme that only I get. Yeah, I love the weird body contortions Wanda does. I love the big fight at Camartage. I love seeing the wider wizarding world of Dr. Wange. I'm not really bitter that we didn't see, like, 10,000 multiverses. I feel like that would have turned this movie into The Flash, minus all the real-life allegations. Man, I just like this movie. I think it's got some heart. It's got some... It's corny as all hell. Rachel McAdams saying, like, go to hell. Oh, man. I'm just an easy sell with some things, and this movie's one of them. It's an A. I really like this film. Ms. Marvel was cute, and I liked it. I'm gonna put her in... man, I should rewatch this too. I remember liking it a lot. I think it's a B. Pretty good start out for Kamala Khan. Easily the one character they really need to focus on before this actor just ages out of the role. Like, she's not gonna be young forever. She's really not young anymore, honestly. Ms. Marvel, Yelena, Spider-Man, and Daredevil need to have shown up in more things by now, because so far they are the connective glue to a lot of it. A lot of the wider MCU. Which I only bring up because there are not that many other connections between things anymore. Back in the day, you would have... you have your Bruce Banners showing up in other people's movies. You'd have Loki impersonating Chris Evans in a scene in Thor 2 or something. You just don't really get that anymore. But I'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about Daredevil. It's a good show. I think it's worth a watch. It's cute. I really don't mind that they changed it. Like, I kind of understand why. I think stretch powers would be really hard to do in a TV show, but, I mean, it cannot help but feel kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. It's a B. Oh, all right. Here we go. Love and Thunder. I was so excited for this when they announced it. I still think the logo is really cool. I was prepared for this to be like a heavy metal ballad to the gods or something. It wasn't that, but I still liked it enough anyway. How much did I like it though? It's not an S. It's not as good as Ragnarok. It's really not even as good as the first one. I think it's a B. I feel like so many people just throw this straight into F, and I really kind of don't understand why. Like, everybody's like, oh, it's too unserious. So was Ragnarok. Ragnarok was very unserious. Like, I feel like Ragnarok had more to say, like the Asgard is a people, not a place, and all that. You know, really good stuff. Love and Thunder didn't really have a big point it was trying to make. I don't think, but a lot of the comedy still worked for me. It was still funny. Some people talk about gore like he's not a highlight of the movie, and I don't really get that. Like, oh, it just feels tonally different from the rest of it. Isn't that a good thing? Don't you not like the tone of the rest of the movie? I thought Gore was really cool when he showed up. He was like Pennywise or something. The way he just loved screwing with the kids. Like, I guess you can be angry that it's not really true to his character from the comics, but I don't read the comics. I don't give a shit. I take the movies as I find them, and I took Gore to be pretty cool. I have no problem with getting like a high-profile actor to just do one of these and just do like a villain and just ham it up and then take a paycheck and go home. Christian Bale's really good in it. I like his performance. I like how kind of scary he was. I like the scenes that were in black and white. Like, it was a stark contrast from the rest of the movie, and I like that. Anyway, I don't think this movie is nearly as egregious as people make it out to be. I don't think it's especially more campy than Ragnarok, honestly. Just me, I don't know. Here's one I haven't seen. I never watched the I Am Groot show. I should really pick that up one of these days. She-Hulk, here we go. This one is going to separate the men from the boys. She-Hulk's an A. She-Hulk's an A. I really like She-Hulk. I thought it was funny. I like kind of the talking to the camera sitcom, or like comedy sitcom sort of vibe to it. I like the fourth wall breaks. I did not expect the ending of this show to play out the way that it did. I like the meta commentary. I thought it was great. And Tatiana Maslany, I think is her name, really good in the role. I like her. I am also just a fan of like very tall, green, muscular women, so there's that. I love the fact that Daredevil shows up, is a whore, and then leaves. Awesome. Love it. Love the fact that they not only brought Daredevil into this show with a completely different tone, not only did they bring him into the show that has a completely different tone from anything we've seen him do before, not only did they put him in the goofy yellow outfit from the comics, not only did they have him plow She-Hulk and then, like, go to her family's barbecue as Matt Murdock, but I think they did a really good job of doing all that and not making it, like, feel out of character for Matt Murdock. Like, everything that they did to explain why he's in San Francisco, I think it is, like, why he's going up against She-Hulk in a court case, like, it makes sense. It makes sense. Matt's not here to, like, stop the hand or something. He's here to make a little money before he goes back to New York because a lot of his work is pro bono and he still needs to eat. I like that. That is a great explanation for why Matt Murdock doesn't have money troubles anymore and why he gets to go and just be in other people's shit sometimes. I like it. I like it. I love that he meets a Hulk and is like, I'm going to stick my dick in that. That's a very Matt Murdock thing to do because, as we all know, if there's a beautiful woman in the room, Matt Murdock's going to find her. Funnily enough, like, people talk about how, like, dumb and goofy and immature this show seems sometimes, but honestly, it has one of the most mature depictions of, like, sex that I've seen in the MCU. Most of the time, it's not like this. Or even really like this. A lot of the times, it just kind of looks like two people hooking up. I'm glad we get to see more of Daredevil. Like, I'm mostly talking about Daredevil here, but I do think it is a big part of why I like this show so much. I would like the show anyway, but oh man, as you'll come to find, putting Daredevil in something just makes it instantly so much better. I love She-Hulk a lot. Werewolf by Night, what a breath of fresh air, man. This was really good. This is worth watching every Halloween if you're a big Marvel fan. The scene that comes to mind when I think of this is that long shot of Elsa Bloodstone just watching the werewolf transform and being terrified. I think it's cool as hell. Man-Thing was in this and he looked great. They really committed to like the black and white aesthetic, and like it wasn't too long. Like it was a very self-contained. Man, this is just great. Marvel needs to do more stuff like this. I'm putting that in A. It was really good. Wakanda Forever. Damn. I'm gonna say 2 things about this to justify why it's S. Namor is terrifying. Watching this dude like jump on thin air and just rip vibranium ships in half like a phone book. Okay, I totally lost my place and forgot what the hell I was talking about. I'm going to assume that I finished talking about it. The Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. This I do watch every Christmas. It's an S. And that, I don't know what Christmas is. That song that plays at the beginning, that's in my Christmas playlist. Listen to it every year. I don't know what Christmas is, but Christmas time is here. Or maybe it's there. Maybe it's nowhere. I don't know. Awesome. Rain, 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 rain. Dear, 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 dear. I don't have to say anything else. It is a wholesome Christmas movie where they get somebody the gift of Kevin Bacon. I don't know what else you want. Quantumania. Another controversial take. I thought it was fine. All the Ant-Man movies are a B. Am I a little disappointed that Kang kind of sucked? Not really. Let's be honest. Did anybody want Kang really during all this? Like, at least with Thanos, we can be like, oh yeah, Thanos. You know, he's got some very, you know, big stories behind him. Kang? Nah. I think it's appropriate he got beat by Ant-Man. Cool look, cool villain. You know, good stuff in the CG. I don't know why Bill Murray is here. There's some there are some questionable things about this movie, don't get me wrong, but like, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I think it's a B. There's still some stuff in this movie that makes me laugh. You read my book? Every goddamn word. Like, come on. Michelle Pfeiffer, absolute G word. That's cool. That's a G MILF. That's the grandmothers I'd like to. Anyway, Volume 3. Do I even have to say anything? We all saw it. We all cried. We all remembered why it was such a monumental fuck up on Marvel's part to let James Gunn go when they did. Because now he's over at DC and doing pretty well. It's not bad. Superman was a pretty big hit. People really liked it. Decidedly didn't like Peacemaker Season 2 as much because it didn't end with like a big kaiju fight, but you know, we'll talk about that if I do a DC tier list, which I do plan to do. It's an S. Has one of the best hallway fights in any Marvel thing that's not Daredevil, period. It made me not cringe when Don't Sleep Till Brooklyn came on because I feel like that's one of the most overused songs in movies. I think it was literally also in the Mario movie, which came out the same year. I think. And I remember just being like, God, how many times do I have to hear this? Much better use than what Mario did, obviously. Has some of the best heart. I remember being one of those people that's kind of like, really, James Gunn? Like, Rocket is the one you relate to the most? Like, come on. Like, what are we talking about? After seeing this movie, I'm like, okay, I get it. I 1,000% get it. And what's really great about it is that getting it after watching this movie, you go back and watch the first two, like, it is so consistent. Rocket is so consistent. And knowing what you know about him now after the third movie and going back and watching those first two and knowing kind of what James Gunn had in his head when writing the characters, it's like, yeah, no, I 100% get it. I know exactly why James Gunn relates to this character so much, because I relate to this character in a lot of ways. A lot of ways. If you want to kind of know how, just like watch this scene in the bar. It makes me tear up every time. I feel that hurt, man. I feel it in my bones. And this movie is just great. Marvel is always at its best when it is dealing with things that... When it's dealing with real, personal, like, human issues. And things that we think about all the time but don't like to admit we think about. And James Gunn is really good at that. And Marvel is a lot worse off without him. my understanding is he still consults on movies and stuff. It's not like he and Kevin Feige don't like each other now. You know what I mean? I'm starting to lose my voice. We got to get through this. Secret Invasion. Oh God. Listen, I have made a lot of excuses for a lot of things. A lot of movies. Like there will be people that will give me a lot of flack for some of the things I've said about this. I'm going to say something very uncontroversial right now. Secret Invasion sucks. It's a D. Like, there are things that I like in it. It's got Nick Fury in it, and there's some stuff in there that's good. I really like, I'm blanking on his name, but the guy that plays, I can't think of his character's name either. Ben Mendelsohn. Ben Mendelsohn's character is really good. He's a really good actor. He has good chemistry with Sam Jackson. I kind of really like the Gravik character. I think I feel like the thing most people agree on with this movie is that scene where Gravik is really just kind of laying into Nick Fury verbally at the end is awesome. It's delivered very well. It's very passionate. You really feel it. Like, that actor really deserved a much better show to be in than this. He did not have to go that hard. And then the show promptly makes all of it not mean anything by revealing that he wasn't even talking to Nick Fury the whole time. And they have that stupid Combo Man fight at the end. Whatever, man. It's a D. It's one of the only Marvel things I would say, like, just don't watch it. Just skip it. There's nothing worthwhile. Okay. I'm tempted to put the F tier back on here because I'm gonna be real honest with you. The way they killed off Maria Hill was downright offensive. Like, I give a lot of Marvel stuff the benefit of the doubt because I want to like them, and most of the time I end up liking them when I watch them like that. It's served me very well. It's made me enjoy these movies and shows a lot more. I could give no more benefit of the doubt to this when I realized that Maria Hill was not going to be revealed to actually not be dead. No, she's really dead. That's really how she died. What a joke. Like, that one of the few things that a Marvel thing has done that has genuinely made me, like, angry. Kobe Smulders, my beloved, you deserve better. Did they do 2 seasons of I Am Groot? I didn't know that. I really gotta watch that one of these days. Captain Marvel 2. I really like this movie. Is it an A? You know what? Yes, I think it's an A. Because it crosses over some characters that we really wanted to see meet. Kamala Khan is still as good as ever. Brie Larson is a lot better in this movie than in the first one even. I'm blanking on the actress's name that plays Spectrum in this, but she's really good. I like that she's got a chip on her shoulder. It's very real. Carol is decidedly, I think, not shown as being this infallible girl boss, which I think is cool. Not to say that girl bosses don't have a place. There's plenty of boy bosses. I like seeing my boy bosses. But I like my girl bosses too. But it can't be all girl boss all the time. Same reason it can't be all boy boss all the time. I thought the way that they played with the powers was interesting. It's kind of a unique way to get over the fact that if you have Carol on your team, you really don't need the other two. I thought it was unique. Like, and we'll compare it to Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, I said that I didn't like the power fluctuation, how, my belt is malfunctioning, and now, I can't change to whatever size I want whenever I want. And it just kind of felt like an excuse to not have every situation resolved easily. And it relies on the person who made the suit having been incompetent, basically. Like, what do you mean the suit malfunctions? What do you mean the suit... You mastered this in, like, the 70s. It worked so well, your wife got stuck in the quantum realm. Huh? Maybe there was more explanation in the movie. I don't really remember. But unlike that, in this one, the limitation, like, lingers for the whole movie, and they do some fun stuff with it. Like, I like the montage where they're like, okay, let's try to establish the rules of this thing. And then they, like, learn how to... they kind of... It's like a dance, man. Like, they really, like, learn how to work together. And it has one of my favorite gags in a Marvel movie. I fucking love the stupid planet where everybody speaks in song. And whenever somebody, like, just talks normally, it's like a different language and they can't understand them. That is so stupid. I can't help but love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And Carol's just like, oh yeah, I gotta get married. It's like, you know that scene in Invincible where it's like, Mark, just go get married to the fish lady. It's just a ceremonial thing. You don't actually have to stick around. It's more of a title than anything. They did that here. I love that. I love that every time I see it, where the hero's just like, yeah, I gotta go get married to this alien prince, but I'll be right back. So goofy. Miss Marvel's great in it. Just amazing energy. Love to see it. Sam Jackson was good in this. I love the kitty cats. I love the Flurkins. Like, this movie is so for girls. And because of that, it feels so fresh compared to, like, other stuff in the MCU. I love this damn movie. I wish more people had given it a chance instead of just, like, saying, oh, the box office wasn't good. Yeah, well, the box office for Thunderbolts wasn't very good either, and that's, like, the best Marvel movie that they've ever made, period. So, yeah. Spoiler alert. Again, what if... I'm just going to kind of rearrange that because... Echo. Man. Echo was weird. I don't remember much about it. It was the first time... Like this show kind of... I don't know. I really don't know. Like... I remember thinking this would be a really cool character to do. I think the problem is they did not want to do this character R-rated. The same way Daredevil is R-rated, you know? I think this show would have... Man, I really just don't remember much about it. I remember the train scene. I remember thinking that was cool. I love seeing more Kingpin. I don't know what the hell to make of this show, dude. I'm tempted to just say I haven't seen it because I just don't know what to say. I'll put it in C, I guess. Oh, no. I almost forgot. Daredevil's in this. Oh, yeah, it's a B. I almost forgot about that. That was almost bad. X-Men 97. She. Put that in S, man. That's all you had to say. I got no notes, man. From minute one, this show kicks ass. It is so fucking good. There is not a single wasted moment in this whole damn show. I did not grow up watching the 90s cartoon, but I saw this, and oh my god, dude. Marvel animation is just, they're not missing, man. It is just hit after hit after hit. You want to know how good X-Men 97 is? One episode of this damn show got everybody who didn't give a fuck about Cyclops before on board with Cyclops. They made Cyclops cool again, and this show deserves all the flowers just for that alone. Wolverine is in it, and he does a lot of cool shit without having to hijack the whole story and plot. All of the best on-screen Magneto stuff, live action included, is in this show. The Magneto was right speech gives me fucking chills every time. It is peak, and I cannot wait for the second season. Enough said. Deadpool and Wolverine. I love this movie for a lot of the same reasons I love No Way Home. Layer on top of that the fact that Hugh Jackman is still giving everything he's got when he plays Wolverine. Ryan Reynolds was born to play Deadpool. Their chemistry is amazing in this. Like think about that for a second. Like, when this was announced, everybody was like, finally, they're gonna meet each other. Like, can you imagine if this was a cynical, like, cash grab? If this was just another paycheck for Hugh Jackman and he came in and just... Like, if the Deadpool-Wolverine dynamic does not work, this movie falls apart. But it is so good. It is so good. It is so meta in the way only Deadpool can be. Like, I am continuously surprised by Deadpool in media. Like, showing up in this movie and saying, guys, can we just stop with the multiverse shit? Nobody cares anymore. Same thing in Marvel Rivals. Like, he's saying all the stuff he's not supposed to say. You know what I mean? That's why we love Deadpool. Pays a lot of homage to some of the older Fox movies that maybe weren't as well received or never got off the ground in the first place. Like, this is why we do it, man. Like, everybody, like, anybody that complains like, oh, like, nobody's gonna get it. Nobody knows who all these characters are. Like, some people, like, clearly enough people did. It's S, and I'm sticking with it. Agatha All Along, also an S. What a pleasant surprise. I had zero expectations going into this. I was like, yeah, I guess if it's half as good as WandaVision, it'll probably be fine. Dude, it's better than WandaVision. The show is so damn good. Catherine Hahn is so damn charming. The witchy vibes in this are so good. The kind of way a lot of things start to tie together and click into place in the final few episodes is phenomenal. Aubrey Plaza as Lady Death. This is me. I'm dead. She killed me, and I'm in love. Also, like, introduce Wiccan. Wiccan is really good in it. I love, like, this is just a damn good show, start to finish. I love the reveal of, like, what's really going on with Agatha's, like, son and everything going on. Like, this show is just firing on all cylinders. It's one of the last shows I remember, like, I would stay up and late to watch catch up on episodes. It's that damn good. I also remember around the same time I was watching Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, which is also an S. Here's a funny thing about this Spider-Man cartoon. I wasn't a big fan of the visuals. I thought it looked kind of cool, but whatever. I watched the first episode. Literally, I had my finger on the button that exited out of Disney Plus, because I thought I was predicting where exactly this show was going. When Peter Parker started having the hots for this girl, Pearl, I think her name is, and it's revealed that Ronnie Lincoln was her boyfriend, I was like, Jesus Christ, I know exactly where this is going. I have seen this played out in a lot of stuff, a lot of Disney stuff specifically, and this is just already boring the shit out of me. I was about to give up. I was like, let's finish this scene, and if they do it, I'm just not going to watch it. Because I don't have the patience for another Spider-Man show where it is just more of the same. And then Lonnie Lincoln ended up being a really good guy. And he and Peter actually started getting along. And the show started making me like Lonnie Lincoln, who is acting nothing like a Tombstone yet. And I thought, they're gonna make me not want him to be Tombstone. That is really good. That's really good. And then they gave us, like, the best, like they put Scorpion in there, and he's really scary. I love the suits that Spider-Man wears. Once again, Daredevil is in this show. Charlie Cox Daredevil. And he's surprisingly a really good voice actor. Like, I only say that because it is not always an easy transition. Like, either from live action to voice acting or voice acting to live. It's not always that easy. You can hear it in a lot of, like, celebrity cameos and cartoons and video games where it's just so phoned in. Or it's either so phoned in or the actor is just so not used to, like, recording in a booth that it just doesn't, like, click. Like, there's not a whole lot of actors that do that. Like, Tom Hanks, like, most of the Toy Story cast is one of them. But you know what I'm trying to say. Like, it's really good. It has an awesome characterization of Norman Osborn. Like, if they want that actor to just play Norman in live action, I think they should let him do it. I think they should just do it. Norman Osborn is great. I love how it's almost the MCU Spider-Man. Like, a lot of the same stuff is there. But, like, instead of Iron Man coming to recruit him for Civil War, it's Norman Osborn recruiting him. That's awesome. The music in this was really good. The wider... Like, here's something crazy. Nico Minoru is Peter's high school best friend. It's not Ned Leeds. It's not Mary Jane. It's not Harry Osborn. It's fucking Nico Minoru. And she's already practicing magic. And then Harry Osborn shows up, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of cool. And then they try to do, like, I have a popular friend and a geek friend, and they don't really get along. And then, like, by the time they, start to like each other, it's like, dude, I think they really like each other. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of like, ooh, I kind of want you guys to get together. I mean, I don't, because Nico. But I'm just, it's really good. Like, this show is just, It took a minute to hook me. It really took a second to kind of hook me. But once it did, it had its claws too deep. There was no getting out. This show's so damn good. Marvel animation, don't miss. Oh, Brave New World. It'll never not be funny to me that a movie called Captain America Brave New World, a movie about the president turning into a giant red rage monster, seemed to have nothing to say. I have seen some people call this movie spineless, and I kinda can't help but agree. Like, hey, the other 3 Captain America movies did not have much to say. They more or less only kind of hinted at some things that it was trying to say. Say, like, you got the second one with, like, all the Edward Snowden stuff, like, happening, like, right before that movie came out. But then this movie came out and, like, clearly has all the pieces there to make a big statement. Because if we know anything about Sam Wilson, he loves giving a big statement, as any good Captain America should be prone to do. And all Sam Wilson really had to say in this movie was, "That's not right, Mr. President. Calm down. You did the right thing, Mr. President, by calming down." Great. And it'll never not be funny to me that this came out the same year that this came out. The Daredevil show had more things to say about maybe some potentially interesting political things going on in America than the fucking Captain America movie. And I had to watch this movie like 3 times because multiple groups of friends wanted to go see it, and I also went to see it by myself first. Because I thought I would at least enjoy it enough to not mind seeing it that many times, but I was done with it halfway through the second viewing, man. This is, it's a C. It's C for Captain America, and that breaks my heart, dude. These movies really need to be better. Captain America deserves better. Sam Wilson deserves better. Harrison Ford deserves better. The whoever the hell this guy is, New Falcon, he deserves better even. Born Again, listen. I understand the show has its issues. I understand the show went through a lot of changes while they were making it. But I'm really glad it did. This show is awesome. It is not the same kind of awesome that the Netflix Daredevil shows were. It's not the same, like, it's a similar flavor, but instead of being well done, it's more like medium rare. It's a little more raw, you know. It's a little more ugly. It's a little more dirty. I don't know. The action in this is great. The action in this is great. The new characters are good. The characterizations are good. Matt Murdock is getting up to classic Matt Murdock stuff and doing some new things. I really didn't even mind the episode where Kamala Khan's dad could not stop talking about how much a bank reminds him of his daughter. And you can hear Charlie Cox wincing every time. The famous Kamala. Like, yes. Punisher's back in this. He's better than ever. He and Matt are great. Oh my god. I love that they have something to say about. I love that they let the Punisher look at the Punisher cops eye to eye. Like, that's something I never thought. Like, I think the comic books have delved into that a little bit. I never thought I would see a live action Punisher thing, like, actually talk about that. Is this season of TV sloppy? Yes, 100%. Is it a little misshapen? Yes. Why is it still an S? Because I think it just shows so much promise. Like, if this is what we got when the show had to be, like, redone halfway through, I can only imagine how good the next season is going to be when it's the same people start to finish. And apparently, Marvel thinks so too because they've already greenlit a season 3. I think Daredevil is the most important character in the MCU right now. He has the most connection, like literally, he has the most connections to the wider MCU of anybody. He was in She-Hulk. He was in Echo. He was in your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He was in Spider-Man No Way Home. Like, some people are saying, like, no, they can't do a Daredevil Spider-Man team up because of rights. Did we forget? Are y'all forgetting that Daredevil was literally in the last Spider-Man movie? Charlie Cox was in it as Matt Murdock. He just wasn't wearing the costume. I fully believe that. Dude, there is no way. You know what would be... Okay, I'm gonna go off topic here for a second. You know what would be the most hype shit ever? Is Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer finally drops, whenever it drops this year. And the trailer is awesome, it's good. And then at the end of the trailer, we hear Charlie Cox's voice. And then the title comes up, and that brand new day starts to fade away, and the title is revealed to be like Spider-Man and Daredevil. I think I would eject on the spot if they did that. And I've seen some of the leaks with like the hand ninjas and stuff, and dude, like Punisher's in this, the Hulk is in this, maybe Jean Grey is in this, if that's who Sadie... That's the best I can come up with for who she's playing. I don't think it's Shathra or whoever some people think it is, because who cares? I think given some of the stuff I've seen from Marvel lately, like especially after watching Wonder Man now, I think that Marvel is clearly trying to plant seeds for mutants a little more deliberately. Like it's been kind of slow going with the mutant stuff since the end of Ms. Marvel, when it's revealed that she may be a mutant. But it's starting to ramp back up. We are starting to see a lot of the seeds planted where, like, the X-Men could, like who they might be going up against, or who might be playing certain characters, or who might be interacting with the X-Men when they do show up, that kind of thing. It's gonna be so peak, dude. Anyway, all that to say, Born Again is great. Can't wait for the next season. It comes out in a couple months at the time I'm recording this, and God, man, Daredevil is just one of the most consistently good characters Marvel's got. Thunderbolts was the best superhero movie to come out in 2025. That's my hot take. I liked it more than Superman. I liked it more than Fantastic Four First Steps. I definitely liked it more than Captain America. Here's my criteria for that. I am not a crier. I don't tend to cry when I watch movies. This movie made me cry twice. Because I'll reiterate, Marvel is at its best when it's dealing with real issues that real people face. And I cannot think of anything more real than my poor little sister Yelena feeling down on herself because she feels guilt for all the terrible shit she's done, and spends all of her time numbing herself with drugs and scrolling on her phone and just going through the motions day to day. Work is work. I have no reason to live. Like that's kind of dark, but that's why I like it so much, because I'm a human being. I presume anybody listening to this is also human, and we have those thoughts sometimes. And sometimes it's nice when the superhero doesn't get over it with a pep talk. Like Alexei gives her that little speech, like, is the highlight of the movie at the end for me. Like, the daddy, I'm so alone. Like that, yeah, shit makes me cry, tear up, man. And Alexei, like, giving her comfort doesn't really fix it, you know? Like, it makes her feel a little better, makes her not feel so alone. But what ends up fixing her, what ends up being the thing that helps her really, is helping somebody else. And I think that's a really powerful message. I think that's great. It's kind of some classic Spider-Man shit. When you help one person, you help everyone. It's just a shame they're gonna kill Bob in the first 5 minutes of Doomsday to prove that Doom can take on the heaviest hitter. That's my prediction. But anyway, Thunderbolts is S. Good John Walker stuff. I don't care that... Is anybody really upset that Taskmaster died? I'm not. And man, they just look damn good in those Avengers suit at the end. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they get up to in Doomsday and Secret Wars. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of deal away with these. I really haven't watched Eyes of Wakanda yet. I need to get on that. Okay, Ironheart. Oh my god. Nothing ruins my day more than trying to look for Ironheart content on YouTube, because just typing Ironheart is pretty. You cannot separate the search term Ironheart from the people that make the most content about Ironheart, and it is mostly critical drinker ass content about Ironheart, which I am 1000% not interested in. If you like that kind of stuff for whatever reason, that's fine, but I really like Ironheart, and I'm really disheartened that I can't find anybody that likes it as much as I did, because I thought it was awesome. The CGI never looked bad for like a second, like it was really good all the way through. I love that Riri is just such a fuck up. Like, talking about heroes that just are doing things you don't see them do all the time, Riri fucks up constantly. I don't know about you, that's pretty relatable to me. I relate to Riri in a lot of ways. I love whenever Riri's mom like goes off on her, and like I clenched up because that's how my mom was. And I clenched up because that's exactly how my mom used to yell at me. I understand what it means to want to try to do everything and fix everything yourself. All the stuff about AI in it, like, man, I'm actually kind of interested in what people have to say about that, but all anybody can talk about is how bad it is because it's a woman. I loved the plot with, like, I wasn't sure what to think about, like, Obadiah Stane's son being in this, but I ended up really liking what they did with him, even if they made him look like this. The show doesn't end when she finally makes the right choice. The show fucking ends when she makes a deal with Mephisto. Guys, he's here. There he is. And he's awesome. Holy shit. Is he so good? It is a damn shame we are probably never going to see him again. Anyway, this is more or less just your call to action to go watch Ironheart, please. I really, really liked it. Man, this S tier is starting to not fucking mean anything. Most of the things that I've ranked are in S. The only thing that has more stuff in it is B. Fantastic Four First Steps. I have disappointingly little to say about it. It was good. B for Ben Grimm. Solid teamwork. Check my watch. It's almost clobbering time. So good. Marvel. Okay, I gotta say a little more than that. I liked it. I'm really glad we finally got a widely agreed upon good Fantastic Four movie. I like that we didn't spend any time on the origin. I'm a little disappointed we didn't see more villains in it like we were kind of promised. Galactus was cool. Characterizations were good. Excellent use of powers. Sue is very obviously the strongest of the four, which, great. Sue's the best one. Love her. I wish the Thing had a little more to do, but everybody has a purpose here. Like, nobody feels like they're being, left out. Everybody contributes. I love that Johnny, has his moment to kind of help the team out instead of just being a prick the whole time like he is in some of the other movies. Holy God. That one minor complaint, that was the worst clobbering time I've ever heard. I'm sorry. Anybody who plays Marvel Rivals knows what a clobbering time needs to sound like, and that just wasn't it. I'm sorry. We went from "It's clobbering time" to "It's clobbering time." It's like a Minion said it. It sounds like I'm really shitting on this movie. I still liked it. It's a B. I haven't really felt the need to go back and rewatch it. Marvel Zombies. Holy hell. I'm giving that an A. And I'm giving it an A because it's just too short. I wanted more of it. It needed more time to breathe, but what we got was so good. It was bloody. It was disgusting. Blade Knight was so cool they had to put it in Marvel Rivals. Kamala being the main character is awesome, not just because she is obviously like who you get to be the main character of something like this, because she really should be the new Robert Downey Jr., and for some reason she's just not. But also the juxtaposition of seeing Kamala, like this sweet little girl that we've seen be in the bright and sunny, Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel stuff. And she's killing Namor by putting a shield in his head and blowing it up. That thing that Sue Storm always threatens to do, she fucking did it. And it was awesome. Denizens of the deep. I think that, like, the reason I think the Marvel Zombies show took off the way that it did is because it has been so long since we've seen a team up. We've gotten little small team ups. You know, Daredevil will meet another vigilante, or, you know, Matt Murdock might show up in the Spider-Man movie, or other Spider-Man might show up in the Spider-Man movie. But we haven't seen, like, this is the first time we've seen Shang-Chi interact with anybody outside of his own movie. Do you realize how insane that is? And you listen to the behind-the-scenes stuff, like how he, like, wanted Sean and the Elena to kind of flirt with each other. And it's like, yeah, because that's probably what would happen in a zombie apocalypse, you know? Guys and gals got their needs, and they're both very pretty. Like, I would have liked to see more stuff like that. Like, I really think if Marvel just released, like, a couple of team-up movies over the last 8 years or so, over the last 6 or 7 years since Endgame came out, just a couple of movies where, like Thunderbolts, like a couple more Thunderbolts-like movies where, like, a grab bag of some characters we like meet, fight a common enemy, and maybe fight each other for a bit, because that's what you got to do. They punch for a bit and then they're mates. And we needed more of this. I think people really like this because we already like a lot of the characters in it, and we want to see what they say to each other. I think the fact that it takes place in the Marvel Zombies world is kind of inconsequential. I really think it could have been anything. They could have been fighting anything. Anything. And it has the benefit of not being like an anthology like What If. Like, it was like 4 or 5 or 6 episodes of the same ongoing story with the same cast of characters, and some of them die and some new characters show up and blah, 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 blah. Well, it has excellent use of people's powers given the zombie genre, and man, that ending just leaves so much stuff open. I cannot wait to see more. I'm glad people really dug it. I hope Marvel notices, and I hope they churn out some more stuff like it. These can be good, Marvel, and people will like them. But you need to remember why they like them. And it may be cynical to say, but they gotta cross over more. People need to meet other people. My God. Anyway, that's it. That is all the MCU stuff up to Marvel Zombies. Wonder Man just came out. It's not on this list, but I just watched all of Wonder Man like yesterday, and I would throw that right there in the. I don't know. It's an A. It's not an S because there's a couple of tropes in it I'm just not the biggest fan of. There was like a couple of scenes I was like, this doesn't really feel necessary. But whatever. It's a high A. It's one of the best things Marvel has put out in a while. Yes, probably because it's least like other Marvel stuff. If you're not sure if you should watch Wonder Man, do it. It's a pretty brief watch. And it's really good, and it's going to make you really sad that we are probably never going to see Simon Williams' Wonder Man ever again. I hope I'm wrong, because I agree with a lot of people. This could be the best possible. Like, he has got to be in the running for a West Coast Avengers. He has to be. It's that damn good. Also, Trevor Slattery is back. I love the fact that in Iron Man 3, Trevor Slattery was revealed to not be the Mandarin. Everybody hated it. And they kept hating it. They never stopped hating it until he showed up in Shang-Chi. Then it was like, oh wait, we actually love this guy. And now he showed up again, and it's like, oh man, we really love this guy. Unsung hero of the MCU, Trevor Slattery. What a fantastic character. What a lovely human being. What a great performance by Ben Kingsley. I hope this dude is... I hope they never shake this dude. I hope he keeps popping up everywhere. I hope he just is everybody's Kramer. Just keeps barging in. I think that's how it works. I've never seen Seinfeld. But anyway, yeah, I'd put Wonder Man in A. Just a quick little scroll through this. The full list. And now that I'm finished with it, the rest is up to you. This is my opinion. Feel free to go in the comments, tell me what I'm right about, what I'm dead wrong about, and where I can stick it. Because I would love to hear about it, and I'd love to talk about it a little bit. Do you agree? Did I say something you were really hoping somebody would finally say to agree with you? Did I say something that offended your sensibilities so deeply that you're going to tell me to do that thing? I don't know. Either way, hope you liked it. Catch you later.